Good morning. This is Carnivore Ken. Got a great workout this morning. Did our 10 sprints and our deadlifts and our lunges. 7 a.m. This old next month, 64-year-old. Got a good one in today. Now listen, guys, I want to go over my test results with my Hemoglobin A1C, my HbA1c people call it, over the several months and years. I've had a high A1C. When I started really monitoring, it was 6.2. I dropped it down to 6.0, and now it is 5.9, so I'm progressing in the right direction. Also, I have high cholesterol. My last test, I was 423 total cholesterol, but my good cholesterol, my HDL, was 80, and my triglycerides were 77. So that ratio between triglycerides and HDL was very good. What I want to talk to you about, if you're not going to follow your doctor's advice, like I'm not, but I recommend you do, and you do have high cholesterol, you have to make sure, and you have a bad A1C score, which, remember, anything 5.7 or higher, between 5.7 and 6.5 area, you're considered pre-diabetic. Might be, I think you're actually officially diabetic at 6.7 and higher. But anyways, that range, you're considered pre-diabetic. And you have high cholesterol on the top of that. If you want to make sure you have healthy cholesterol, you can't have a problem with your sugar. So you got to work on getting that Hemoglobin A1C test done. Now, I am doing carnivore. I've been carnivore working on 2 years. January 2024 will be 2 years. All right. And my A1C is trending in the right direction. It's just a marker that goes down real slow. But, and I don't want to take a statin. I want to use diet to make sure I have healthy cholesterol. All right. This, I'm not going to show you a bunch of studies one way or another. That's what I'll leave up to the professionals. But there is a bunch of studies out there, and everything I say I can find in a study, or I would not be presenting it to you. But anyways, carnivore diet. Most carnivores are strict. Just eat meat, water, eggs. Generally, their A1Cs drop to the low 5s and 4s. That's where I want to be. And I've given up everything. But the one thing I didn't give up is artificial sweeteners. And I think that's the one thing, yeah, I'm trending down, but I want to get down there quicker. It's a slow moving marker, but I think what I need to do, and if you're following my advice, what you should probably do is give up the artificial sweeteners. I always justified using artificial sweeteners because I've given up everything else. It still gives me the sweet taste, and you know, I can still enjoy something other than just water. All right. But, you know, that might be that extra thing that I have to give up if I really want to be in the low 5s or the 4s with my Hemoglobin A1C. There is a fairly recent study that I found on PubMed, which is, you know, people go there all the time to read studies. And it's about artificial sweeteners. So this kind of really sunk it in to what I have to do. It basically says, I just printed up a short little thing here. It says physiological evidence including consumption in the form of diet sodas and soft drinks. In a large meta-analysis of prospective studies, 17 cohorts with 38,253 cases, it has been shown that artificial sweeteners were associated with the risk of type 2 diabetes. So that's enough information for me to let me know I have to get a handle on my addiction to artificial sweeteners. You know, I am justifying using them because it says 0 sugar. But if it's going to have the same impact on me that sugar has, that's the last thing. It has to go. If I'm going to consume any artificial sweeteners, it would probably be like eating a carb. If I'm going to do it, I want it to do it prior to intense physical activity, not just as an enjoyable thing throughout the day. So I think I'll be a lot better off drinking water, maybe black coffee. I gave up coffee, but maybe decaf if I can stand it, or maybe if I need a little hype, go back to the black coffee. That would probably be a lot better than the artificial sweeteners. Also, if you're going to give this low carb, high fat regimen a try to fix your problems, so you don't have to follow the norm that most people follow, and they're just like sheep in a doctor's waiting room. You know, everybody is sick. If you want to buck that trend, okay, you're a lot better off, you know, giving up the sugars, artificial sweeteners, and acquiring taste for something else. I would much rather have you drink coffee with fatty cream in it, something like that isn't going to keep on spiking your glucose, which is going to lead you down that bad path. All right, like I said, if you're going to have high cholesterol like me, and you want healthy high cholesterol, you have to have low triglycerides, high HDL. Well, not high, you don't have to have high HDL. Well, you guys, low triglycerides, high HDL, and most often you're going to have elevated LDL. But the LDL is going to be it's going to be fine for you if you don't have a metabolic problem. So you got to give up the sugars and the artificial sweeteners. Unfortunately, we got to give up our little pleasures in our life to shoot for optimal health. All right, I don't want to take a statin with all the side effects that they down big food, not big food, but big pharma. You know, definitely tries to suppress all the bad side effects. And, you know, big food, they want you eating all their garbage. You know, after you go low carb, carnivore, like myself, and you go to the grocery stores and you see, just open your eyes, look at all the garbage that everybody's putting in their shopping carts. You know, that is the problem right there. That's the problem. You know, and when you go see your doctor after you have a high cholesterol or high calcium score in your arteries, you know, your doctor ain't going to sit there and tell you that plant sterols, for example, they found plant sterols on 3 different studies in the plaque in the arteries. Who do they ever even mention that to you? No, it's just the saturated fats. That's what the problem is. All right. They never look at anything else. But you know, they don't have answers when you find out. You know, back when they switched to vegetable oils, you know, many decades ago, to lower cholesterol because they thought saturated fat was a problem. That when they switched over to vegetable oils, people's cholesterol did trend down, but heart attacks and strokes trended up. So, to me, there's a problem with that. And there's also a problem everybody knows, or they should know now, because I've been preaching it on my channel. Half of all heart attacks and strokes are in people with normal or low cholesterol. All right. Also, people with higher LDL, higher healthy LDL, live longer. So why would I want to take a statin drug? All right. Also, People with higher healthy LDL have a better chance of lowering their plaque in their arteries. So why would I want to take a statin? That gives me zero hope. All right, there's another side to the story which I am going to pursue one way or another. I'm giving up the artificial sweeteners so I don't have to go on that statin drug. All right, and don't be fooled. Mainstream media knows there's a problem with statins and side effects. I mean, it's right on the NBC News. I want you to watch this little clip real quick.
Back now with news about the blockbuster cholesterol drugs called statins. Doctors say they work wonders to prevent heart disease, but many patients say the side effects are just too painful. Now, for the first time, doctors say there's proof that those patients are right. And as NBC's Rahima Ellis reports, they're pointing to new alternatives.
Some of the most popular drugs in the country are statins, taken by about 25 million Americans to lower cholesterol and reduce heart disease. But they can also cause debilitating side effects, muscle pain, weakness, and cramping, reported by 5 to 20% of patients. Diane Sullivan was one of them.
Everything was sore, and every time I moved, I get this more of a bad achy feeling.
For years, some doctors thought these complaints might be psychosomatic, all in their heads. But a new study concludes that the pain is real.
This now confirms for the first time that muscle intolerance to statins is a real problem affecting a significant portion of patients, and that those patients now we need to be able to develop alternatives to treat them.
The good news is there is potential relief.
The drug has been approved.
Already, 2 cholesterol-lowering drugs have been approved by the FDA. One, Repatha, cuts levels of bad cholesterol by more than half, according to the new study. Diane says the medication changed her life.
It does the same thing, but it doesn't have the side effects that the statins have.
But the bad news is they're expensive, about $14,000 a year, and only FDA approved for people with hereditary high cholesterol. The question now is whether the FDA will approve them for a wider group of patients to cut their cholesterol and their pain. Rahima Ellis, NBC News.
Hey, NBC News fans, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any...
All right, guys. There you go. There's my preach on I'm giving up artificial sweeteners. And I'm not going to take the statin drugs because I'm going to make my cholesterol, the healthy cholesterol, which it already seems to be because I do have high HDL, low triglycerides, high LDL. So I'm trending in that direction. I'm going to be 64 next month. And I really think there's something to the fact that you don't grow older, you grow more disease. Just go to a big doctor's complex with multiple doctors and a big waiting room and a big place where they draw your blood and look at all the sick people around you. All right? I followed the majority of my life. I followed what they recommend. I mean, there was the meat I ate was chicken and fish. I was doing all that stuff, vegetables and fruits and nuts. I even would go to Whopper, Burger King, and buy meatless Whoppers through the drive-thru because I was so afraid of the red meat. And what did it give me? Plaque in my arteries, high cholesterol, cholesterol that was probably not healthy. It wasn't the answer. So anyways, seek the answer and optimize yourself. Go out there. When you see the sun is out, go out and get some sunshine. Just don't get burned, right? Have a great day. Give up those artificial sweeteners and eat a steak. Carnivore Ken.